Tanya, the now not Emmy-nominated episode you wrote centers around Shirley Chisholm's historic presidential campaign, something that's been consistently erased from history. What did you learn while writing that episode?
Oh, I learned so much while writing the episode. It was such a privilege because I knew a tiny bit about Shirley before I wrote the episode. And digging into her life and learning who she was both politically inspiring for me, but it was also personally inspiring for me. And I think that sometimes I still, to this day, like much after I wrote the episode, go, well, what would Shirley do in this moment? Because her bravery is something that is so compelling to me. And I think that as a Black woman in general, oftentimes people say, oh, you're so brave, you did this thing, da 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 da, and you don't see like the inside person that is sometimes crushed, but building themselves up to go do the deeds. And Shirley does this with such grace, with such intelligence, with such maverick, sensibility. The heart and soul of Shirley is something that I think we all admire, or many of us admire. And I wanted the world, I wanted the country, I wanted my kids to see Shirley's story, to get a window into her. And one of the fun things in the writer's room was in the beginning, as we were just exploring, we would, bring in just sort of scenes, ideas, this might be in the show. And like, I kept writing more and more stuff for Shirley and more stuff for Shirley. And when we were like, Davi was like, yes, let's do it all. And, but of course we couldn't, but I was so proud of what is in the show and so immensely amazed at Uzo playing Shirley, capturing all of the things that I personally love about Shirley, her intelligence, her heart and soul, and really she was an iconoclast in the very best way, a trailblazer in that way that is so, the thing that is what a true trailblazer is. There is no path, and they make a path. And the quote that we all know and love of Shirley, if there's no room for you at a table, bring a folding chair. And she literally did that. And she teaches us to do that. So that's why I think her legacy is so important and so enduring, because of what she gave, not just to people like me, but really to all of us. I could just talk forever about how great Shirley is, but I'll leave it at that.
Uzo, what was it like for you to play this character, and what did you learn about her as you did it?
It was obvious, it sounds cliche to say, but it was humbling, the experience. She was someone who I knew some about, as far as I knew that she was the first Black woman to be elected to Congress. I knew she was the first woman and Black person and Black woman to run for president. I was less familiar with her policy positions and less familiar with her Hope campaign, and that she was that first candidate who was out there speaking about possibility. And that was how she would sort of campaign and speak to audiences, particularly when I would be listening to her speeches. What I learned and loved that was included in the story by Tanya was the vulnerability. I had watched this documentary about her called Unbought and Unbossed, which everybody should watch if they've not. And that end piece where you watch her be crushed and she folds into her hands after she has to release her delegates. And realizing that she did, I think, in line with what Tanya just said, she understood the weight of what she was carrying, whether she intended to or not. She understood it, that collapse was so much more than just not getting to be president. And I don't think I had ever, well, not even I think, I know, I did not know that she had given us access to that, to what that felt like and looked like. And I think, you know, Tanya included that in terms of, you know, getting to feel and see that in the private scenes with her husband. Yeah, I didn't know she had given us that and allowed us in that way and allowed people in that way. And I think that's what helped me understand why she was really for the people.